everyone, Mo here.
I'm Vincent.
And Vincent. We have an exciting episode for you guys. A little excitement for the weekend as well. If you haven't heard already, the Poly TC10 has now been certified as a Teams panel and is now available to be deployed. So if you haven't seen this news already, if you are rocking a Poly TC10, which originally when it was launched was a touch console that kind of paired up with your Microsoft Teams Rooms device, like the X52 as an example, now it's been certified as a Teams panel. So actually you can use it in the front of a room for room booking to be able to see the status of a room. It's an amazing device. So the TC10 now fully certified, as a Microsoft Teams panel. And for those of you that are lucky enough to already be rocking a TC10, did you know it's very easy for you to be able to actually configure it so it works as a Teams panel as well? My very good friend Vincent down below, he is the master when it comes down to technology in his amazing little office that he's got at the end of his garden. And again, I'm still super jealous about that. Vincent, I'm going to hand over to you, mate. You tell us, because I'm jealous. I can see TC10s at the back. How do you get one of these devices set up to work as a Teams panel?
Yes, thank you, Mo. And that was sort of the goal of today. So I prepared a very short little demo just to guide you through how you get from a controller to a panel. In fact, there are several scenarios that should be covered. Well, first of all, if you buy a TC10 today, you get it out of the box. It's going to update automatically and have that feature, that availability for a Teams panel with the new firmware. But what if you already have a Teams panel? What if you already have a TC10 as a controller or maybe as a Zoom panel? That's an option as well, running an older software. Well, simply by factory resetting it, it's going to update to the latest software. There is the one exception there. If you were part of the beta of the Teams panels, you're running a firmware which is not entirely the good one. So, it's the good Teams panel, but it's a bad company portal app. So you need to basically downgrade the company portal app. And the way you do that is by doing a factory reset with the software update and then another factory reset. So you have to remember to do twice, only if you were part of the beta. Any other scenario, only one suffices. And that is exactly what we'll be looking at today. So very simple. I made a few steps you have to follow here. Step one, you go into your system, into your browser. I have a browser open here, of course. You log into your Studio X device and you unpair the TC10. Now, I already did that, but I'm just going to show you where to do it. No tricks with the search engine today. I'll just show it straight away. So you go into General Settings, Device Management, and at the bottom you'll see the paired devices. You click the unpair button. That's it. The minute you've done that, you can access the little gear icon on the device itself and launch a factory reset. And as I said, it will fully automatically update to 5.0. So you just launch the factory reset and you wait until you get this exact screen. Now, once you get this screen, this is the out-of-the-box experience. This is the screen it's going to stop on and allow you to do some settings. So you basically say, yes, I'm happy with American English, or you choose another language for that matter. As soon as that's done, you can continue on the IP address and other stuff. And here is the big magic, right? Do you want the device as a controller or as a standalone device? A panel would be a standalone device. So you click on standalone device. Well, you can change a little bit in the time zones and stuff like that. I'm just going to continue in the wrong time zone here. And then you get to choose between Zoom and Teams. It's as simple as that. You click on Teams, continue, and you're fully done. What it's going to do now is install the Teams application. Now, that takes a little while, so just hang back, wait at ease, and in the end, you're gonna have, let me show you this screen. Now, this screen you already know. Of course, I prepared it up front, so the code disappeared. Let's refresh the code. There we go. So once you get to this screen, the easiest way for you to work is by using a little website. You can remember it using aka.ms/device login, but you can also use the full URL, which is displayed here. You copy the code. I'm just gonna copy paste. Oh no, I can't copy paste. Oh, jeez.
While you're doing that, Vincent, very quickly as well. So the stage where I asked you for the time, that is super important. Okay, so you have to make sure that the time is the correct time. That ensures that meetings come through correctly and work correctly with the Teams room system as well. And for those of you that are unsure about how you would actually get into your Teams panel, we did an episode earlier on. Do check out the channel. There's another video in there, episode 1, where we talk about exactly how you'd find the IP address to access your Teams panel device via your web browser.
I'm gonna have to correct you there. You cannot access the Teams panel via web browser. So that is not possible. The only way to do it is on the panel.
Gotcha.
Will it come in the future? I'm not quite sure. An option that is planned for the future is to integrate the Lens panel into the Teams panel into Poly Lens, which means you'll be able to do all this from Poly Lens. But right now you have to be near the device to actually do it.
I stand corrected. But you see how sneaky I was there and got a bit of roadmap stuff out of you as well. So fingers crossed it will come across really, really.
There you go. There you go. So indeed, once you're here, you just copy the code, push the next button. It's gonna ask you to log in, and this should work. There we go. I already have a panel on the X52, and you can only have one panel per room right now. So Microsoft is planning to enlarge that into multiple panels, which might be useful for rooms with multiple entry. But today, only one panel per room. Now, you might wonder what happens if I log in a second one. Funny enough, it will show you the calendar, but it will not show you the room name, and it will not show any changes. So if somebody checks in the room, you can't see it on the second panel. So it's really not a good experience.
And just a real quick one, if I may add into this as well. Remember, if you are rocking a Teams Rooms Pro license, or a premium license, should I say, you can actually assign a Teams panel as part of that license. So if you're using the Pro license, then you can have a Teams panel to go along with that. If you have a standalone panel, remember, you can use these panels without a Microsoft Teams Rooms device inside the room as well. If you are using it that way, then it needs to have a different license. It's a shared device license from Microsoft, around the $8 mark per month. But in most cases, they tend to be paired up with a Teams Rooms device. And as long as you're using that Pro license, you can assign that Pro license to the Teams panel as well.
Great. Now, while Intune is finishing up the final setup there, I'm just going to talk about one more thing. What if you have a TC10 as a panel and you want to go back to using it as a controller in the room? Well, you can simply factory reset it, pair it to the room system. Remember where I chose standalone? Well, you choose pair, and you're back at a controller. Now, remember this, you will need to change the firmware, and you can do that by logging into your room system and clicking on the Update All button. So it's really, really easy and intuitive. And as you can see, our panel is fully up and live there. Archipod, by the way, is the name of my office, which Mo is so jealous about. He has to mention it every Pollinate call. Well, here you go. The panel up and running from a controller to a panel in what? Less than 5 minutes. So great.
Very, very easy. I love it. And like I said, there's as Vincent mentioned earlier on, there's those 3 scenarios, right? Most of the time it will be the first 2. If you've got a brand new TC10 device, as soon as you switch it on and you've connected it on up to the internet, it will pull down the latest updates and it will give you the option to switch across. And of course, if you are already rocking an existing TC10 as part of a Teams room system and you want to change that into a Teams panel, then you would follow the options that Vincent has just showed you earlier on. I'm going to do a little plug to some of my other videos. There are some Mo Monday videos that I have. Do check out the links down below. I'll drop a link across there that takes you to the Mo Mondays playlist as well. In that, I do talk about with Teams panels how you can apply extra features like adding room equipment or having the QR barcode in there, etc. So there's much more that you can do with a Teams panel as well. Vincent, that was amazing. Super jealous of not just your office but the fact that you've got a TC10. I think mine's in the post, it's on the way, so I cannot wait for my device to turn up. And looking at this video, it is a very easy process to do. So I love it. Amazing device, like I said, dual purpose, right? So if you already have a TC10, and one of the biggest advantages is if you're using like let's say an X52. So if you use the X52 and you combine that with a front of room touch screen display, and again, I have a video on Mo Mondays to show you how to do that. But if you combine it with a touchscreen, you can actually use the touchscreen to control the Teams Rooms experience. So all the buttons that would normally be on the touch console that sits in the middle of the table will now actually be on that front of room touch display, which then means you free up that TC10, and then you can follow Vincent's amazing guide and then have that at the front of the room as well. Cool. Vincent, any last words, anything else to add?
Well, maybe very quickly, this is what Mo was just describing. So if you have a Studio X without a touch panel, you can pretty much have the buttons right on the screen, and you can use the device from the room just by clicking these buttons, join with ID or anything else. You can do that from the front of the room touch screen. So,
and again, very easy to do, right? So from your touch console, you literally press the three dots for more. You go to your settings, you enter your admin credentials, and then you go to meetings after that. So if I remember correctly, so admin settings, admin, and then your password. And then the sub menu, I believe, is meetings. As soon as you hit that meetings button, the first option that pops up. So right at the bottom, Teams admin settings, perfect. Meetings, am I right? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Okay, go up to general.
I think you're in general. You need to say, hey, I want to...
No. I think it is actually meetings.
Might be a little bit down.
It may be...
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, mine was switched off as well. Yeah, it's normally in this option. For some reason yours is not showing. It could be because you're already connected, but yeah, there'll be another toggle there that will say use touchscreen.
I know why it is. I don't have a TC10 connected to
that explains
to my
it.
device.
That explains it. It doesn't give you the option. So super smart from Microsoft. It can recognize that. But in that, you'd literally toggle it on. Remember to connect that USB cable as well, right? So you need USB cable for touch, and then that plugs into the X52 and then into the display, and then of course your HDMI, and then bam, you can use this and use cool features like whiteboarding as well. But we'll save that for another episode. Cool, Vincent, thank you so much. Amazing as always, guys. Do check out the playlist. Currently, there's only a couple of videos in there, but me, Vincent, and the team, we are planning to bring some amazing tips and tricks to this channel. Of course, please do like, subscribe, and make sure you comment down below. Comment what you would like to see, what sort of tips and tricks you'd like to see. Vincent, myself, and the rest of the team do monitor the chats as well, so we can answer any questions. But with that in mind, I just want to say thank you so much. Until the next episode of Pollinate, and Vincent, I'm going to let you say your byes and we'll wrap up the video.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.